Break the cycle, become the master. A modern cinematic speech inspired by the principles of Napoleon Hill. Opening hook. The cycle most men never escape. There's a silent war happening inside you right now. A war between the man you are and the one you were born to become. A war between the voice that says just survive and the voice that dares to say I was built for more. But let me be direct. Most people will never escape that war. They will live and die inside the same mental loop, repeating the same patterns, fighting the same demons, waking up to the same tired alarm clock with the same tired thoughts. They will call it life, but it's a cage, and they will decorate that cage with distractions, with busyness, with just enough comfort to keep the truth from hurting too much. They won't break the cycle because the cycle feels safe, and that's safety. It's the slow death of potential, but you, if you're still listening, you were not made to repeat. You were made to rise. This is not about motivation. This is about awakening. This is about ownership. This is about becoming the master of the one thing you've never truly controlled, yourself. Mindset, the prison built by thoughts. It all begins in the space between your ears. Your entire reality, what you earn, what you attract, what you believe you deserve, is not determined by the world. It's determined by your mindset. Most people are not stuck because of lack of opportunity. They're stuck because they built a mental prison out of excuses, doubts, and inherited beliefs that never belonged to them. You were born into someone else's thinking. Your school taught you to obey, not to lead. Your society taught you to fit in, not to stand out. Your parents, your culture, your environment, they gave you rules, but greatness doesn't follow rules. Greatness rewrites them. When Thomas Edison was told he was too stupid to learn, he didn't believe it. He believed in something bigger. He believed that if he could hold the vision in his mind, he could create the light that would change the world. That is the difference between the masses and the masters. Masters control the story in their head. The masses are controlled by it. So what's the story you're telling yourself? That it's too late, that you're too broken, that success is for someone else? You didn't write those lines, but if you keep repeating them, you'll live them like gospel. Change the story, change the identity, change the reality. Belief, the invisible law of success. Belief is the ignition key to destiny. Nothing in your life will change until the belief inside you becomes non-negotiable, not hopeful, not tentative, unshakable. Andrew Carnegie didn't become one of the richest men in history because of luck. He believed he could control the course of his mind and then use that mind to build an empire. He believed so deeply in the power of thought that he entrusted a young man, Napoleon Hill, to spend 20 years extracting the laws of success from the greatest minds of the era. And every single one of them had this in common. They believed in themselves before the world did. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't need consensus. They operated from conviction. Belief is not a luxury. It's not optional. It's not soft. It's everything. If you don't believe in your vision with your whole soul, the world never will. Clarity, the cure for stagnation. You can't hit a target. You can't see. Too many men wake up lost because they've never truly asked, what do I want my life to look like? Not what society says. Not what your parents want. What do you want? What would a legendary life look like for you? Don't say success. Don't say money. That's vague. That's weak. Clarity is sharp. It's fierce. It knows exactly what it's chasing. Walt Disney didn't say I want to be creative. He said, I want to build the happiest place on earth. Specific, visual, magnetic. When your vision is clear, your energy becomes explosive. Your decisions become ruthless. Your distractions start to die. So if you're stuck, maybe it's not because you're not working hard enough. Maybe it's because you're not clear enough. Clarity is a weapon. Sharpen it. Vision it first, then live it before every empire. There was a dream. And before every dream was fulfilled, it was seen in the mind first. Vision is not fantasy. Vision is the rehearsal of the future. It's the blueprint your subconscious uses to build reality. Every morning, Henry Ford would see his cars driving across America before they ever existed. He didn't wait for proof. He became the proof. That is the power of vision. And here's the secret. Your subconscious cannot distinguish between imagination and reality. So when you visualize a better life with intensity, consistency, emotion, you begin to reshape your actions, your habits, your destiny. Most men live by default. Masters live by design. If you don't program your mind with the vision you want, it will default to survival, to fear, to playing small dots, so close your eyes. See it, smell it, feel it, because the clearer your vision becomes, the faster your life aligns with it. Purpose, the fire that never dies. Without purpose, discipline is misery. Without purpose, vision is empty. Without purpose, life becomes a series of meaningless repetitions. And this is why you keep falling off. This is why your motivation fades. Because you haven't anchored your ambition to something eternal. Purpose is not a job. It's not a brand. It's not a title. It's a mission. It's a why that makes you unstoppable. When Abraham Lincoln led a nation through civil war, he didn't wake up to win arguments. He woke up to preserve freedom. That purpose gave him the strength to lose elections, to bury children, to face depression, and still rise. What's your purpose? Not what looks good on paper. Not what pleases others, but what pulls you, what moves you, what scares you because it's so big, so real, so powerful, that you know it's yours. Find it, write it, speak it. And once you do, everything else becomes fuel. Discipline, the unseen hero. Discipline is not a punishment. It's a declaration that you refuse to live on autopilot. That you will not be owned by impulse, distraction, or weakness. Discipline is the master key to every locked door in your life. You want health? Discipline. You want wealth? Discipline. You want peace? Discipline. You want greatness? You'd better be ready to bleed for it every day without applause, because discipline is quiet. It doesn't care about motivation. It doesn't need a mood. It doesn't beg for approval. It simply moves. It says, I said I would, so I will. I don't feel like it, but I do it anyway. This is hard, but I'm harder. Discipline is your real freedom. The man without discipline is a slave to his urges. The man with it, he builds dynasties. Action. Nothing changes until you move. Now let's rip the mask off completely. You're not stuck because you don't know what to do. You're stuck because you haven't moved. You've been thinking about it, talking about it, planning it, waiting for the perfect time. But the only thing that changes your life is decisive, relentless action. Not someday, not next week, not when you feel ready. Now. This second, this minute, this breath. The greatest leaders in history all had the same trait. They were men of movement. They acted fast. They acted boldly. They acted even when they were afraid. You want to break the cycle? Then move like your life depends on it, because it does. Gratitude, the master frequency, even as you rise. Don't forget this. Gratitude is not just an emotion. It's a frequency that opens the door to power. You cannot create from a state of fear. You create from a state of presence. And nothing brings presence faster than gratitude. When Edison's lab burned down, he didn't curse. He said, there's great value in disaster. All our mistakes are gone. Gratitude rewires you for power. It removes the noise. It realigns the spirit. Be grateful for the pain it taught you. Be grateful for the losses they sharpened you. Be grateful for today, because it's all you truly have. And from that gratitude, you gain clarity, strength, direction, fuel, adaptability. Bend, don't break. Life will test you. Plans will fail. People will leave. Things will break. But you don't, because you're not made of glass. You're made of fire. Adaptability is not weakness. It is supreme strength. It means you bend without breaking. You adjust without losing the mission. When COVID shut the world down, the weak waited. The strong pivoted. They built online. They adapted. They thrive. Because the truth is, it's not the smartest or strongest that survive. It's the most adaptable. Be like water. Flow around the obstacle. Shape to the moment, but never abandon the vision. Resilience, the final test. There will come a day when you want to quit, when the results don't show, when the rejection stings, when the doubt screams louder than the dream. That day is your test, not of your skill, but of your soul. Resilience is the rarest form of power, because it's forged in silence. It's built when no one claps, when no one sees, when nothing works. And you keep going anyway. Lincoln had a lifetime of failure before he became president. Disney was rejected 300 times before someone funded his vision. Colonel Sanders was told no over 1,000 times after the age of 65. They didn't stop. Neither can you. Climax, become the master. Break the cycle. Break the thought patterns that have chained your potential. Break the habits that have betrayed your greatness. Break the silence you've kept around your true dreams, and in its place, build the master of discipline, the master of belief, the master of energy, the master of destiny. You were never meant to repeat the same year 75 times and call it a life. You were meant to evolve, to rise, to lead, to master. This is the moment. This is the turning point. Break the cycle. Become the master and never look back.